Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Strawhat Deku here, and today I'm here with my My Hero Academia Manga review for chapter 261 titled High Ends. So the chapter begins with the title page, which is a close-up on Mirko basically just being a badass and causing some havoc. We get to see the door that Mirko kicked down at the end of the last chapter end up landing on and crushing the small Nomu named Johnny. And rest in peace to my little guy. I did like his shoes, I liked his getup, I thought he was a cool little Nomu, but as you can see by his eye popping out there, he is no longer with us. And with this, we get a little gross, but I guess it's supposed to be a little happy panel, a happy memory that the doctor has of himself holding a gross little Johnny. And while he's looking terrified, he thinks to himself, "From the bottom of my heart, thank you, my dear friend." Which just calls into question this doctor's sanity, because he treats these Nomu nicer than he does the people they've worked on, and just shows him showing remorse for losing a Nomu, but not the remorse for the lives of all the people they've ruined. So he's obviously one of those, he fits in perfectly with the bad guys. So Mirko calls into the rest of the heroes, and she basically tells them that she's found the old fart and a bunch of tough-looking Nomu, and that she realizes she can just figure out if it's the doctor if she just gives him a really good kick. Endeavor tells Mirko to capture the doctor, saying that he wishes he could say that they're right behind them, but it might take them a minute. And we are shown just what's a pretty wicked-looking couple pages of the pro heroes, and they're all currently tied up fighting within the hospital right now, and they seem to all be fighting different Nomu who have appeared around them. We get to see Rocklock, and he's like stopped. It looks like he stopped like the couch. He's like he's doing different things in the room to fight off the Nomu. We get to see just a bunch of different heroes going at it, and I thought that was a pretty interesting looking panel. I like the dynamic action poses they're all throwing out. So then we see Rocklock talking to Mandalay, and Mandalay explains that the hospital patients have been evacuated by this point. This information is heard by the hero Crest, who he sees running down the hallways following where Mirko was currently running before. And he is noticing on his way about how many small rooms there are for storage in these chambers on the way, and that there are other passageways that are leading out of the area, meaning that the morgue isn't actually their only route. Crest then rushes a large group of Nomu, and he sees that he sees in front of him, and Mirko rushes the doctor at the same time in order to make sure that he's the real one. To which the doctor has a comedically timed scream as he yells, "Ah, I am the real one!" And Mirko quips that no, it should just better give him a good kick to be sure. And we get one of my favorite panels of the doctor I've seen so far in this series with him, is him crying so much that his goggles are actually filled up because he's cried so much. And just all the tears have welled up inside of them, as well as all the snot that's going everywhere. And then just when it looks like it's as if Mirko is about to land an absolutely devastating kick on the doctor, another small Nomu, whose name was Mocha, uses the double quirk to help the doctor safely avoid her attack in what in my opinion is a bit of a confusing sequence of panels, but I get the point they were trying to get across here. The doctor acts as though he's very touched that Mocha's gesture, and he quips basically about the fact that it's a true miracle that they used their quirk without even being told to, and that not only did they do it, but they did it to protect him as well. The doctor tells Mocha that their courage wasn't for nothing, and this is when he commands the high-end Nomus to go and slaughter the meddlesome heroes, which we see a really intense panel of like all the glass and the high-end Nomu containers around him blowing up. And here's where we get to see a pretty intense, basically 2-page spread of Mirko simultaneously being attacked and attacking back as the high-ends rush at her, with one of the cooler looking panels I can remember seeing in the series as of recently, which is pretty intense because there's been a lot of good ones as of late. We just see them like reaching at Mirko. You see like the one guy has like mouths across his arm and stuff. She's like kicking and blowing up part of him. Like it is a very intense moment. It seems like a really dark panel for a second. I was worried they were actually going to just grab her right there and that would be it. I was happy to see it continues on. But either way, Mirko is thrown back into a wall due to the high impact of the high ends. Their attack, which is too strong, sent her flying back. And we're able to see here that the high end's incredibly fast regeneration rate is pretty ridiculous. We get to see this where you get the 2 panels back to back that shows the high end's hands reforming basically right away. This is a very interesting panel. We get to see a close on their faces, if we get to call them that, I would say, of the high-end Nomus. You get a close-up on all of them, but they all look pretty different. I'm very curious to see I just want to see why one's wearing a helmet, like that one that's kind of wearing the Ingenium style helmet. Like, I'm curious to know why his brain isn't showing, if that's a specific thing, or if it's difference in quirks, and I'm just very interested in all these Nomu so far. I like the different character designs as well as the different Nomu designs. But anyway, so so basically the Nomus are saying how it's been so long and now they can just go wild on the heroes, with one of them shouting, "Let's go nuts, kill them all." Just as this happens, the hero Crust comes into the room through the huge hole where the door used to be that Mirko just kicked down. One of the Nomu here talks to Crust, which he makes a note of in his head because, again, this is a very rare thing for them to experience running into, not just Nomus, but Nomus who can speak. And, like, it doesn't even... The high end even knows that, like, he's currently fighting the hero Crust, which definitely leans towards the idea that these high ends are extremely intelligent, especially when compared to the original Nomu models. The doctor then begins to flee on his lab chair while thinking to himself that he was sorry that he couldn't give them enough time to develop more. We then end the chapter with two side-by-side panels of the high ends on one side, and Mirko on the other. And as Mirko is getting out of the rubble, she yells after the doctor, You think you're gonna get away, you old fart? Whatever, things are only just heating up." And now, and she did look pretty cool there. But now I just want to say how much I'm loving Mirko. She seems to be a straight badass who is both powerful and fiery. Her attitude is that of a top pro hero for sure. And just, I'm loving seeing her just absolutely do work on these Nomus. But in contrast to that, though, is basically the final panel of these high ends standing together, because when I actually sit here and think about how much damage one high end was able to cause to the city during the fight with Endeavor, I can't imagine how destructive these 5 high end Nomus can truly be, all in the same room at once, fighting only 2 of our heroes. I don't want to see our hero Mirko die at all, but like it's something on my mind just because it's how high the stakes truly are at the moment. Every second going forward from here will matter, because if these high ends are as strong as their predecessor, then Crust and Mirko have a lot to contend with right now, maybe even more than they can handle. What do you guys think are going to happen, though? Do you guys think the doctor will actually be able to escape safely, or will the heroes capture him? And more importantly, I really want to know what quirks he has in those bottles he's trying to take with him as he's fleeing the scene. Like, which ones are so important that he can't leave them behind no matter what, even if those couple seconds could cost him, like, his life if he wasted a few seconds grabbing things when he could have left. I don't know. Just tell me what you guys think. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I do truly appreciate the support from you guys. This is Strawhat Deku signing off. Stay safe, everybody.
今度はしっかり掴み続けるんだ。離さないよ。